Hi, this is Leonard from Cosmic Sound and welcome to another feature from our all-new high-tech department at Cosmic Osborne Park. Today we're going to be updating a video that we did a couple of years ago, the studio monitor comparison, which has been very popular on YouTube, so thanks very much for watching that one. And what we want to do today is just to update it and take you through some new products that have come out recently. Some of them, of course, like this one, are brand new, and some of them are just updated models that have made older ones obsolete. So let's get straight into it. We're going to take you through a few of these monitors. So since our last video, there have been some pretty major changes with KRK's range of speakers. The first thing that happened is they brought out this one here, which is called the Ten3. And of course, the reasons they call it that is we actually have a 10-inch driver here, which delivers a lot of low-end punch. It's a three-way speaker as well, hence the 3. So we have a mid-range driver here and the normal silk dome tweeter that you'd expect on these speakers. This whole panel here can actually be rotated as well if you want to use these as a horizontal speaker, and they're suited for both near field and mid field use. So they're a really good speaker. So you can use them for a number of different purposes as well. These have been very popular as a DJ speaker as well as a studio speaker. And other than that, you're going to get the typical really nice rich KRK sound. You're just going to get a lot more low end punch and sub energy. So a really good speaker to look at if you want something that's going to give you heaps of low end and lots of volume. So the next change in the KRK lineup has been the Generation 3 Rockets, which have just come out. When we did the first video, we were in Generation 2, so I just wanted to show you what's changed with these ones. The most obvious change is the slightly different shape. They're a little bit more angular than the old ones. And let me tell you, it does make a massive difference in the sound. We instantly noticed how much better these sounded when we plugged them in. Much clearer sound, much tighter bass, so definitely a really good upgrade for KRK. Of course, these ones come in the same lineup as they did in the previous generation. We've got the 8 here, and they also do a 6 and a 5. You'll typically find with KRK that they do have a very rich sound, so even if you get the little 5s, you'll still get a decent amount of low-end punch out of those. So that's it for the new KRK range. A really good buy in the mid-price range. Definitely have a look at these if you're after a new speaker. So the next one we're going to take a look at is a brand new monitor from Presonus. They're a brand you might know from audio interfaces. They make great mixes as well for studio and stage. And they've now started making studio monitors. These are a really nice affordable monitor, and they sound great as well. So feature-wise, we'll see we have the main driver here. You can get these in 3 sizes. There's a 4.5, a 5 and an 8, and the higher 2 models are bi-amplified. We have a 1-inch dome tweeter on here as well, and they are also front ported. You'll find these to be a really nice monitor. As I said, they're actually really affordable, which is the best part about them. So if you need to get some monitors just to get yourself going and get your studio happening, these are a really great set to look at. So the next brand we're going to take a look at is Behringer. We showed you some of their monitors in our original monitor comparison video. But they were the entry-level ones, and today we're going to show you through their top-line ones. There's also another model in between the two, which looks similar to this. It's just the driver is made from a different material, and they have a normal dome tweeter. So these ones here, they have the Kevlar woofer, and they also have a ribbon tweeter, which means that you can mix for longer without getting ear fatigue, which is a really nice feature. These ones come in 2 different sizes. There's a 6 3/4 inch, which is this one, and they also do an 8 3/4 inch. Larger one, which will give you better bass response. So these monitors are quite affordable, so they're really great. As with the Presonus, if you're starting a studio, I'd recommend just having a listen to both of them and seeing which one works best for you. The next brand we're going to take a look at is Yamaha. You'll remember those from our last video as well. The HS80s that they made were extremely popular. They were probably the most popular in the mid-price range, and they have now updated them. So the big difference with these is that they now have introduced a 3rd model. So there was the 8-inch and the 5-inch before, and now we have this one, which is a 7. So, I mean, the major advantage of these is that you can fit them into a studio that might be a bit smaller, but you're still going to get relatively decent low-end extension that you might not get from the 5s. The 5s, as I may have mentioned last time, were best if paired with the subwoofer, where with these ones you're going to get a smaller monitor that you don't actually need to get the subwoofer. As with the previous models, they're really quite flat. They sound great. They give you really nice mid and high representation, and the low end is really nice and tight. They're in a similar price point to the KRK, so we'd always recommend you come down to the store and compare them both to see which is best for you. So the next brand we're going to look at is Adam. They're a German company. Every speaker they make is fantastic, but they now have started doing this entry-level model, which is really great. They're a comparable price to some of the other mid-level monitors, so if you want to get into some Adam speakers, then these are a really great way to start. So to look at them, they look slightly different. The main driver is slightly different, but you still get the ribbon tweeter, which is the most important part. As I mentioned before, you get less ear fatigue with them, and you can generally mix for longer. Just to explain a little bit about what these are and how they're made. Basically, a ribbon tweeter is a very fine piece of metal that is folded over and over again. So the effect is that even though we're seeing 1 inch on each side here, you're actually getting a tweeter which is actually a lot bigger. To go into just briefly what the other lines that they do are, there's the AX line, which we have shown you before with the A77X video that we did last year. So if you want to check that out, we've got that on our channel as well. Those speakers come in a few different sizes. There's now a 3, a 5, a 7 and an 8, and then of course the A77X, which has the 2 drivers on it. The F line comes in 2 sizes, the 5 and this one's the 7. And then if you want to get really high end, you can go and look into the S series, and they do a pretty big range of those ones in various formats, vertical and horizontal, so there's something to suit every need. So next up we're going to look at Event. This is an Australian company. They make a couple of ranges of really nice speakers. There's the Event 2020, which we showed you in our last video. They also do some really good high-end speakers. The Event Opal, which you can see over here. These are regarded as some of the best monitors in the world. Absolutely fantastic and a great addition to any studio. We're going to take a look at the third model now, which is called the 2030, and the major difference between this and the 2020 that we showed you last time, there are 2 major differences in fact, is that these ones are 3-way, so we actually have a main driver here, a mid-frequency driver here, and then of course the tweeter as you would normally have. They're also a horizontal design as well, which makes them particularly good in situations where you may have your monitors slightly higher up, especially if you have a desk, which means that your monitors are going to be higher up, so you won't get the problem of the tweeter firing over your head. They're actually a really nice sound. These ones have great stereo image as well, so I highly recommend checking these out. They're in the same price bracket as the KRKs and the Yamahas. So I'd still recommend coming down to the store, doing a comparison and seeing which ones will be best for your studio and the kind of music you make. So thanks very much for watching our new studio monitor comparison. We had a couple of people comment on the last video that we didn't play any audio through any of the speakers, and of course the reason for this is that it's not going to be truly represented. You may be listening to these on computer speakers. Of course the compression with uploading to YouTube is going to affect that as well, so we would highly recommend coming into the store. We'll give you a personal demo, bring some of your own music with you just so that you know what they're going to sound like. So for any more information on any of these models, come in and see us in store at either our Osborne Park or Cannington branches, and check us out online at cosmic.com.au.